Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in the fight for justice, have you ever wondered why our courts, the supposed guardians of the Constitution, let unconstitutional nonsense slide for decades? Why do judges sit back and allow rulings that trample on our rights, harming the very people they're sworn to protect? Today, we're diving deep into this betrayal, exposing how judges lack the integrity to stand up for us, the people. And yes, I'm calling it out, this is a failure of moral backbone, a perversion of justice that even the Bible warns against in Proverbs 17 verse 15, acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, the Lord detests them both. Let's break it down, step by step, because it's time we demand better. First off, let's talk about the Chevron deference, a prime example of an unconditional ruling with zero constitutional warrant. For 40 years, since 1984, judges deferred to federal agencies' interpretations of ambiguous laws. What does that mean? It meant bureaucrats in Washington could twist statutes however they wanted, and courts would just shrug and say, "Sure, that seems reasonable." No real scrutiny, no protection for everyday Americans. This wasn't based on any legislation or constitutional provision, it was judge-made law, pure and simple. And it caused massive harm. Overregulation crushed small businesses, stifled innovation, and violated our rights under the separation of powers. Agencies like the EPA or FDA ran wild, imposing rules that cost billions and hurt families. Finally, in 2024, the Supreme Court overruled it in Loper Bright Enterprises v. Raimondo. Chief Justice Roberts called it out for what it was, a doctrine that let agencies usurp judicial power. But why did it take 4 decades? Where was the integrity from judges along the way? They allowed this unconstitutional monster to stand, failing to protect the people as the Constitution demands. But Chevron isn't alone. History is littered with these judicial failures. Take Plessy v. Ferguson in 1896, that infamous separate but equal ruling that legalized segregation. It had no basis in the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause, yet judges let it stand for 58 years, enabling Jim Crow laws that devastated Black communities, denying education, jobs, and dignity. Millions suffered while the courts looked the other way. It wasn't until Brown v. Board of Education in 1954 that it was overruled. Or consider Korematsu v. United States in 1944, where the court upheld the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. No due process, no evidence of wrongdoing, just fear-mongering. It violated the Fifth Amendment outright, yet it stood as precedent for decades, only formally repudiated in 2018. Harm? Families torn apart, lives ruined, all because judges prioritized government convenience over constitutional rights. And here's the real kicker, case law that's not even a binding decision gets treated like gospel, standing unconstitutionally and causing ongoing damage. Think about dicta, those side comments and opinions that aren't the actual holding. Courts cite them as if they're law, building precedents on sand. Or stare decisis, the principle of following past rulings, even flawed ones. Judges hide behind it to avoid rocking the boat, but when it props up unconstitutional practices, it's a cop-out. This isn't integrity, it's cowardice. The Constitution is meant to shield the people from government overreach, yet judges let these zombie laws linger, harming generations. As Isaiah 10 verses 1-2 cries out, "Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees, to deprive the poor of their rights and withhold justice from the oppressed." Our judges have forgotten this, they protect the powerful, not the vulnerable. Folks, this lack of judicial integrity is eroding our republic. Judges are appointed to interpret the law, not rewrite it or defer to tyrants and ties. We've seen the harm, economic burdens from bad regulations, civil rights trampled, freedoms curtailed. It's time we hold them accountable, through elections, reforms, and public pressure. Demand judges who fear God and honor the Constitution, not ones who bend to political winds. If you're fired up about this, hit that like button, subscribe for more truth bombs, and share this video. Let's reclaim justice for the people. God bless you, and God bless America.